Welcome back to day 21 of Chromie Crew's Advent Calendar. Now let's see what's behind today's door.
Hi guys, Catmaster here. I hope you're having a happy holiday season, and I've personally been overwhelmed with all the crafty and beautiful submissions that Marion had for her lovely Advent Calendar idea. So when Marion approached me and said, "Catmaster, do you want to do something for this Advent Calendar?" I was like, what could I possibly do? I don't have manual skills. I can't do, I can cut out things and stencils and paint. And so I went and thought, well, I am kind of good with the mouse, even though my fingers are slowly giving up after all that Path of Exile. The idea I had was, every time I do a vendor recipe on stream, someone doesn't know that particular vendor recipe and is like, wow, I didn't even know that recipe existed. And I feel like a lot of people would have a much easier time in Path of Exile if they knew the most important vendor recipes. So I came up with this huge plan to make a giant list of all the vendor recipes that I personally find important and put them onto a big poster. But then I was like, hey, that's gonna take me like 5 days full-time work to complete if I really want to do it well. So I decided to narrow it down to just a handful of recipes that are the most important ones, so that you can have an overview and share with your loved ones on social media or people who are just trying to get into the game, so that they'll have the easiest time possible. Now, in order to do this, there was a number of steps that I had to do. So first, of course, I needed to set up the right environment in order to binge work for several hours in a row on this. So what I start with is I made some lo-fi beats and Fruity Loops. After like 1 or 2 drafts with random synthesizers, I decided to go with a sample and just some shitty lo-fi drums, a self-played bass line, you know the deal, just the usual stuff. In order to make the actual overview for the vendor recipes, first of all, I had to do research. I had to go onto the vendor recipe system page of the Path of Exile and write down the most important ones in a notepad, so that I could get an overview of which ones are there, which ones I want to include, and how complex they are, and what kind of space they would need. I then went to create the basic layout for each recipe after a good night's sleep, where I actually came up with most of the ideas how I want to do the things. I obviously picked up a wallpaper from Path of Exile just as the background, and then we went crazy on putting the things together. I don't want to go into detail of how I did this because it's gonna be boring a lot of people, but hey, this is the result. You can use this, you can print this, you can share it on social media, and it's gonna be awesome for players who are not aware of these vendor recipes, and yeah, it's gonna enhance the enjoyment of the game. And that's what Christmas is all about, right? We want to enhance each other's enjoyment. So I don't want to take more of your time, and just go and enjoy Path of Exile. Thank you guys so much for 2020. I know it was a difficult year for many. For me personally, it was difficult aside from all the global crisis, but I hope that we can all come together and be stronger next year and make the Path of Exile community the best community there is, which it already is. But anyway, I digress. Have a very Merry Christmas. Don't forget to subscribe to Marion's channel down below, and follow us on social media, because there will be more stuff going forward. Who knows, maybe if a lot of people actually like this kind of stuff and gets a lot of good feedback, maybe I'll make the big poster for poster printing and for putting on the wall with all the vendor recipes that are important. But for now, have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy a beautiful Christmas, whether you'll be able to spend it with your family or without, and make sure to tune into your favorite Path of Exile streamers on twitch.tv. Thank you guys. Bye bye.